In the last video, we got started with the user management Azure DevOps. We saw how you could, if you want to maintain and manage multiple teams underneath your project. We have multiple organization have and underneath the engineering cloud organization. We've got the coded project, and we saw how we could have different teams, and underneath the teams you could uh, manage and get your users onboarded as well. Then we move on to the permissions, and we see what were the by default permissions available and how you could manage the users underneath these inbuilt user groups. Let's look at the next functionality, which is notification. So whenever you do certain options onto Azure DevOps, you get email notification. Your team gets notified, users inside your teams get notified. So we've got the build completes whenever any build gets completed. These are the what you see in front of you is being bifurcated under the build, code, pipelines, and releases. And these are the by default one, which is you get when you have your project onboarded. Now the build completes show gives us a notification. At the moment it is enabled. However, you could disable it as well, and whenever any build is completed, you kind of get the notification. You could get notification on code as well whenever a pull request reviewers added or removed any new pull request and there are any changes. Then we've got the pipelines. Then we've got the releases. Any manual intervention pending, at the moment it's disabled, you could enable it as well. Then we've got the deployment completion feature failures, and these are few of the by default one. However, if you wanted to add a new one, what you could do is you could go to the new subscription and kind of select from any of these categories. Now the first one is build. Whenever the build fails, and I've got code as well, and you've got pipeline as well. If you go to work, if any of the work item is deleted, probably you want to get notified. And if you click on finish, it should be right there on the work. Now you see that the work item is deleted. That one is added, and it was added by myself. And yeah, that's how you could have multiple custom notification as well. In terms of delivery settings, whether it lets you deliver to the whole individual members, or you could add somebody from the infrastructure or somebody from the IT support team or the owner of the Azure DevOps. You don't want to bombard entire team to the notification emails. Rather, keep a single email address over here. You could do that as well. If you do not select do not deliver, it's not going to deliver any of the email notification. All right, that becomes handy whenever you want to get notified whenever some build has failed, or a production build release has not succeeded, and somebody has removed work items or stories, or something has changed. So all sort of information are handy sometimes. Let's look at the service hooks. What are our service hooks? In the service hooks, we see so this was about notification via email. Now, however, you wanted to hook your Azure DevOps with third-party application. Could be let's suppose Grafana. You wanna send notification or have some sort of a connection with Grafana. You could do that as well. Let's suppose you use the Slack as a communication channel, and whenever a build gets failed, what you want to do is you would like to post a message to this channel. So if you click on next, you get set of features whenever a work item is updated or created, whenever the build has completed, elastic agent pool size resize. So I wanna I wanna make sure that whenever a build is completed probably or failed, we have the fail option. Alright, I'm gonna select the build completed and build pipeline, this one. And yeah, we've got the failed option right over here. And then the next, it asks for the webhook URL. So even if you use Teams or Slack or Mattermost, doesn't matter. whichever communication tool you use, everyone comes up with the webhook as well. Just in case if you are using Mattermost, you could use the same option as Slack. So if you go to your Slack application and go to the incoming webhooks, I've already created one. I'm going to copy this, and which gets delivered to the project channel. I've already got the project channel. You could create your own as well. If I go back to my Azure DevOps and click over here and test, you would see that succeeded. And if I go to my project right now, just a few seconds back today, 11:13 p.m. when I'm recording this video, and we have the communication right over here. So if you want to get more details about how to set this up, you could get onto Microsoft official website and get all the information right over there. It's pretty easy to set up, but very handy whenever some of your build has failed. You could set up. So generally in the production scenario, we set this up. I have personally done that for my production environments. Whenever some builds have failed or stopped or partially succeeded, I want to make sure that it gives us a warning, wherein each and every members are present in that particular Mattermost or Slack channel. You want to get notified. All right, I'm gonna hit Nesh, and yeah, that's the build. It's right over there. You could add multiple as well. There are a lot of options actually. You could integrate with service bus as well, send a message to a notification hub, and a lot of other options. You could hook up with build pipeline or stuff like that, and then it asks for the SaaS token, and yeah, that's how it kind of works. All right, I hope this was informative. These are generally handy features. Good to have features when you have set up your Azure DevOps, you've started working on the build and release pipelines, and now you want to make sure that you have a mature Azure DevOps setup. You want to make sure that whenever something fails, something has gone wrong, your administrator or owners or anybody in the team should be notified, be it the support team or the SRE or any on-call team members. That's going to be really helpful. All right, that's pretty much all for now. I'll see you next time. Thank you.